I think I should be live. Yep, I'm live. How's everyone doing? I am Multi-Apples, and I'm bringing you another live stream. Let me go ahead and type something in chat. Just bear with me. Yeah, let's go ahead and start. Let's do the exotic GT race. Excuse me for yawning. Allow me to move my camera a little over. And I'll be right back. Bear with me. Sorry. Well, I am back. Let's start the race. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. So, yeah. We have 2 laps to pass all these cars and maintain our lead, which is something I believe we can do. We passed all the cars. Now I just gotta maintain our lead. So how are y'all doing today? I'm not gonna lie, I looked at Survivor Series and afterwards I slept for 2 hours. Then I decided to get up and stream. So, although I ended my Twitch stream about 25 minutes ago, nearly half an hour, roughly half an hour ago. Actually, so. Let me make sure y'all can hear me really quick. Yep, my mic, saying my mic is on. That's good. I feel sorry for the poor guy stuck in last. Yeah. Survivor Series was okay. It's not my favorite pay-per-view, but it's not my least favorite. I always look forward to the 5-on-5 elimination matches, but I didn't enjoy Survivor Series last year because with the 5-on-5 elimination, they had like 3 separate teams, and it was like 5-on-5-on-5, so I didn't really enjoy that. So, and then it's always SmackDown versus Raw, and like lately, I know for sure this year and last year, it seems like it's taking place just after the draft, which doesn't really give me a reason to care about which brand wins or which brand loses. This takes place so soon after the draft. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on the whole Survivor Series ordeal. I thought The Miz was gonna cash in. I was hoping he would cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but I guess WWE decided against that. So, yeah. Yeah, I will be right back, y'all. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So, hold on. Just, if I can get my stupid chair to stop moving. Which I just did. So that's good. Huh. So how are y'all? I'm just over here relaxing. Just trying to make sure my chair doesn't move. Looks like we won that race, so that's good. Okay, let's go. It's not good to finish in last. Let me put up my OBS now, which I just did. That's good. Okay, Circuit of the Americas. Let's check out the race shop. And then car collection. The Buick GSX. Let's go and start the race. So I was able to do a little work yesterday. For class. I wasn't able to apply for jobs, but actually, I think I did apply for jobs before I went to bed, but not when I woke up, because I didn't go to sleep until like 7:30, 8, around then. Okay, let's rewind. I wonder how many races there are. What series did I choose? Because I meant to choose the exotic GT, but I don't think I chose that. So. Oh man. Got invited to a party, but I'm live streaming right now, so. Maybe some other time. I don't think I'm gonna, sorry, but I'm not gonna join your party while I'm live streaming. I will, maybe another time, but not right now. Wolf Money if you're watching this. Sorry. have to get. Okay, I passed Uppish Manatee. That's good. I wasn't able to watch any American football yesterday, but I don't mind. I watched Ajax defeat Heracles 5-0, and then I watched Survivor Series. And did some schoolwork actually, so. I'm not too upset about missing or not watching some American football, some of the NFL. It looks like we're gonna win now, so that's good. I'll be right back one last time. I do apologize for leaving so much. Did I just do the same race again? Sorry for. Want to get me some Diet Dr. Pepper. Let's go to the. Yeah, this is the Exotic GT series, so. I'm gonna take a drink. Let me make sure Nightbot is working. As well. We're at over 24,000 credits now. Nightbot is working, that's good. Put up the wrong thing. Yep. Let's go now. Let's go and start the race. At least it's not the Circuit de America again. Well, we're racing at the Silverstone now. Ooh, that definitely helped us from not going off the track too much, but unfortunately we lost some, where we were in the race, we lost our position, that's what I'm trying to say. So, as I mentioned yesterday, this week is Thanksgiving week, so I don't have class. So I still have schoolwork to do. I'm still going to be applying for jobs until I get hired. Which, as of right now, as of the time of this live stream, I have not been hired. Sorry for lagging, by the way. Excuse me. So, yeah, my 2 goals right now, 3 goals actually, to grow my channel, my YouTube channel, to get a job, and to graduate. So, I have the rest of this week, I have all of next week, the week after that, and the week after that, in terms of doing assignments. In terms of class now, in terms of class, I just have next week and the week after. So, the week after that, it all just depends on how I get along with my projects, which I should be able to do it all next week, if I haven't been able to finish them by this week. Actually, one part of them, for one project, I cannot complete until next week because I have an interview, and that's for my podcast. So, that one is actually to December 10th, but I have to do the interview on December 4th. So I wasn't able to today just because of how late I went and how little work I did on that. But I need to plan my podcast. It has to be 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah. So you can expect that on my YouTube channel when it's done after next week. Look, we just started our second lap. So that's good. Now if these cars slow down, that'll be fantastic because that means I can get in the first. Oh, crud. I'll be right back one last time again, sorry. Sorry about that. So yeah, chances are I'm gonna finish in 7th place. You know what? That is a-okay. I'm just struggling to pass my opponents though, which sucks. But it is what it is. I think we may be near, okay, maybe not near the finish line. Had this race been a little bit longer, or I had been a little bit better, I could have actually won. So what I'm probably going to do is after this stream, I'm probably going to let it process into a video and then work on my assignments. I've been going on and on about that, but that's really all I can do in terms of work, and there really isn't much for me to talk about, so um, also, as I mentioned, took a nap because my sleep schedule is so messed up, and then so what I may do is I may actually not commentate as much this live stream. We'll see. Excuse me, not to burp. Who are we in the series standings? 4th place. So. No. I mean, I want to get all the driver gear, but I also want to get all the cars first. And the cars are way more expensive than the driver gear. So. Yeah, running into that car isn't a good thing. Yeah, going into those walls is actually good, but we kind of did that to a couple cars last race. But On the bright side, we're in 5th. Downside, we're not in 1st. Another upside is that we're only on the 1st lap, and it kind of recently began, so that isn't good for upper humanity. That isn't good for us. Sheesh, I looked away for 1 second to look at chat. Oh wow. I don't know what to talk about. I mean, I talked a little about Survivor Series. I feel like the Team Raw versus Team SmackDown matches, those are overdone now. Not necessarily the men's and women's match, the 5-on-5 elimination match, but I think the champion versus champion non-title matchups, those are overdone. And, you know, I don't really like seeing that every Survivor Series as a fan. Kind of makes me feel like you have nothing, you didn't bother to, not you didn't have nothing, but you couldn't be bothered to offer up anything original in terms of title matches and maybe other matches. So, like, maybe have, like, the Intercontinental and, not the Intercontinental, well, the, single world champion and the whoever the title holder is of the secondary championship. Both of those, like, people will be on the same team. If you're not gonna have a title match, and then have, like, both SmackDown championships, or not SmackDown, have both, like, tag team championships be defended, and you can mix it up and have a team from the opposite brand, you know, come on over and defend a title. And then you could have, like, both women's tag team champions on on either team or separately, depending on the brand they're and on separate teams. And then you can have, like, the women's champion of each brand, lead the team, you know. Well, I don't know. That's just my opinion. We are back in third. That's good. At least, but I still enjoy the what are you gonna say next?
Because you want to use up your hands. It's when you use soap.
Okay. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. I like to clean my hands after every time I eat, so. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let me close my door. Let's start the race now. Excuse me. Alright. I actually think this may be my favorite circuit. This may be my favorite. Yeah, the Rio de Janeiro circuit may be my favorite. I'd like to go to Rio. Unfortunately, I've heard that unfortunately that there's a lot of crime there, and I don't really like the president or the leader Brazil Bolsonaro. I think he is personally, I don't know a lot about him, but from what I've seen and heard of him, I don't think he's fit to run a country. So, I'm hoping that in the next election, the Brazilian people will elect someone who is a better person than Bolsonaro is. Which, from what I've seen and heard of him, shouldn't be that hard to do. It's kind of like, yeah. Now, I shouldn't be criticizing other countries' leaders. Like, I'm not a big fan of Bolsonaro. And the reason I say I shouldn't be criticizing is because I live in America, and America chose Donald Trump as its leader in 2016. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I don't like him. I don't like his politics. I don't think he is a good person. I think he isn't fit to run a country morally wise. And I don't think mental health wise, I don't think he should be in charge of the country. Because he's really, really arrogant. And that isn't a good. Being as arrogant as he is, it really isn't good if you're gonna lead a country. So I voted for Clinton in 2016. That was the very first election I could vote in because I turned 8. You have to be 18 to legally vote here in the United States. Now I turned 18 in 2013. In 2013, that's the year after the election. So when 2016 came around, I was 21. So I voted for Clinton. Now, morally, I don't think Clinton is a good person either. And Hillary or Bill, but I think she knows what she's doing compared to Trump. Now, I chose Biden. I voted for Biden in this year's election, and he won. And I think he's better morally as a leader than Clinton or Trump combined. Clinton and Trump combined, but I'm not exactly a big fan of his. I don't think there's a. I just happened to vote Democrat this election and last election. But for me, it depends on who's running, and yeah, for me, it depends on who's running now. The only reason I voted for Clinton in 2016, actually, this is the real reason I voted for her, is to keep Trump out of office. Because I don't want to see Donald Trump as president. And unfortunately, he won. So. Yeah, for me, I don't vote. I mean, I say I don't vote, but I voted Democrat in this year's election, the last election. But for me, it depends on who's running and what their policies are and what their how they stand morally, in terms of, and how good I think they'll do compared to the rest of the field as a president. So. Yeah, 2016, I thought Clinton was the best chance to keep Trump out of office. So, like, in 2024, who I vote for will depend on who's running and, like, what policies they'll have in running the country and there are any issues unique to that election and what the morals are as well. Like, for example, in 2020 this year, an election that was unique to this election this year was the COVID-19 pandemic. That wasn't an issue in 2016. I'm not a psychic. I don't know if that'll be an issue in 2024. I hope not. I hope there isn't a pandemic, an issue related to a pandemic in 2024. But I don't know. See, it depends on the issues as well of the election. More than likely, if Trump is the Republican nominee in 2024, I will either be voting Democrat or third party. But if Trump is not the Republican nominee, it depends on who has the Republican nomination, who's running as a Republican. If I'll vote for Republican, Democrat, or third party. Yeah. Anyway. So we're gaining on them, we just have 2 more races. In Forza Motorsport 7 for this event. Of course, if you're watching this, you're more than welcome to disagree with me. In regards to politics. One reason I don't support Trump is because I believe he is a racist, and I don't endorse that kind of behavior. I don't support racists. I never will. So, yeah, I'm gonna move on. So yeah, I hear Brazil has really nice beaches. Unfortunately, it's one, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic, and 2, Brazil's has been hit hard. Also, we unlocked an achievement to reach Car Tier Collector 6. So, yeah. I don't know, based off the wall there, I think this is based on Italy. I heard Italy is another country that was hit hard by COVID, unfortunately. And I've heard Italy is really beautiful, and I'd love to visit Italy one day when it's safe to. If you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Actually, regardless if you're new or not, whoever's watching this, I hope you and your family are staying safe during this pandemic, and or whatever main issue is going on at the time of you watching this. I hope you and your family are doing okay, and I hope things get better for you, your family, and anyone else, everyone else. Um, but if you're new to my channel, I love traveling. I've been to, including the U.S., I have been to 9 countries. I currently, at the time of this live stream, live in the U.S. I like to move back to England or the United Kingdom if I ever have the privilege of going back. Living there, I will. Um, yeah, Multi Apples. I currently live stream every day around midnight. I'm in my final semester of university, if you're new to this channel. So I'll be graduating next month, and I'm applying for jobs. And if by December 8th, if I haven't had a job, I will be looking to go to grad school. If there are any colleges and universities that are accepting grad students by then. So, yeah. Otherwise, I would just probably, for the new year, if I don't get a job or don't get accepted in grad school, I would probably just find a job that's local, and I can't get a job locally. I would just live stream until I can get a job, I guess, or I'll get in, or excuse me, if it's safe to, go to school in the fall semester next year, I will get into grad school there, or try to go into grad school. Yeah, it all depends on when this whole COVID-19 pandemic ends, and when there's a vaccine. We are on our final lap. Of course, if you're not new here to my channel, I'm sure you're tired of hearing about me talking about traveling, university, applying for jobs and whatnot, and I don't blame you. School, which I guess is university, but I don't exactly know what to talk about. So, actually, that's part of the reason why I live stream, is the hopes of someone stopping by and talking, so I can have someone to talk to. If you'd like to play a game with me, let me know. I currently have a Nintendo Switch, but I don't think I can play online. I have an Xbox Live, or sorry, I have an Xbox 360, and the Xbox One, and I can for sure play online on those two consoles. Let's rewind this. So, I won't be able to stream as long as I like to tomorrow, due to the fact that I usually stream around midnight, and I'm gonna be out for a couple of hours. So um, midnight's probably the best time for me to stream. So I will I don't know how long I'll stream tomorrow or today, but day first. That's good. Now I should be able to stream longer today than I will tomorrow. We have one more race, and we've been streaming for nearly an hour. YouTube's about 8 or 9 seconds behind the OBS, so when you're hearing this and when you've seen this, it's about 8 to 10 seconds after it already happened. So, we're to level 36 now. Let's go to the race shop. Oh, I would love to get the Lucha Libre if I had enough for it. Car collection. Shoot, I meant to go to the car collection. We're gonna get the Hummer H1. Alright. Ooh, that really helped us from going off track a lot and really bumping into the cars. Or other cars, I should say, and messing up really badly. Second place, that's good. Third, actually, not second. I'm trying to think of something to talk about. I'm glad I'm able to stream now. One thing I hate is that now, all of a sudden, streaming is much, much better now. But I can't make long videos as long as I want them to, unless I'm live streaming, because I think it's due to my PC, but when I make a couple hour long video, the file size becomes enormous, and there's a way to work around that. I do have Adobe Premiere Pro, so, but the quality of it will go down, and like a 2 hour video could easily be over 28 gigabytes, so that sucks. So it would take me a long time to upload if I'm able to upload it at all. I say if I'm able to, because usually I'll just delete it off my computer. I won't even bother uploading it. So yeah. But one thing I do like now is that I'm able to live stream properly. And for as long as I want. Let's rewind. So I'll actually be going to bed as soon as the stream is processed, because it gets processed pretty quickly. And yeah, when I wake up, I'm just gonna do schoolwork. Look at Sports Center, BBC, maybe something on Disney Plus as well. Disney Plus or Hulu or Netflix. In terms of Hulu, I'd probably look at something like Family Guy or Bob's Burgers. I know Family Guy can be offensive, and that's something I don't really like about Family Guy. For Disney Plus, I'd probably be looking at something interesting, something related to space with National Geographic or Disney or a show that either used to air on Disney Channel or Disney XD. So yeah, we're gonna finish in third. I mean, look at a game on ESPN Plus. If I would like to look at some Monday Night Football, but that would depend on. Yeah, I'll probably look at that instead of something on ESPN Plus. Excuse me for burping. Second place, not bad. I did look at the Ajax Amsterdam game, as I mentioned, on ESPN Plus yesterday. That's the one we did. I meant to choose the high-speed chase Nissan Skyline. That's the one I wanted to do. Netflix. You know, there are a couple movies and shows on Netflix I want to watch. But I haven't exactly had the time to. Um, Amazon Prime. I need to see if there's anything series or movies that are on Amazon Prime that I'd like to watch. You know, I remember this. I hate this. So we have to pass 6 people, essentially. So, yeah, the reason I hate this race so much is because you have an automatic disadvantage. And you start good maybe 30 to 45 seconds after first. So, if you know any good series on Amazon Prime, let me know. Is that enough to? And then I hate that you can't. Uh, that this. What am I trying to say? I hate that. Um, there isn't enough time for you to get into first. Just over 30 seconds behind first is when you start. Alright. But one thing I do like is that it is pretty easy to pass people. At the same time, it's like the amount of time I need doesn't equate to like how long the course actually is. So it's a big struggle for me. So the objective is to finish in first. And that's not going to happen. You see what I mean? There's not enough time for you to get into first. Which sucks. So I don't know what to do. If you have any tips on how to beat that, let me know. We have the Masters open. Let's go ahead and do this. Shoot, we can buy this. Sweet. Let's go ahead and get this one. Let me type something in chat if that's alright with y'all. Which I just did. The Dubai City Circuit. Let's do a race shot. Excuse me. We're in 5th, actually. I thought we were in 7th, but we're in 5th. 4th now. I think the earliest I'll know with the interviews, with the 2 interviews I've done, the earliest I'll find out would probably be next week, because I don't think they're gonna, the jobs I'm applying for, I know for sure that they're not gonna be working. Well, they might be working. Actually, I actually don't know, because I think they would. Yeah. Normally, I think they wouldn't, but I'm a mass communication major, and for a couple of, been mainly applying to, one of them was for news organization, and they'll actually be I'm sure they'll be working on Thanksgiving, because it's one of those. There's news, yeah, news is like 24/7, so I'd imagine that they'd be working those days. Thanksgiving this week. It's like one of those jobs where they, you know, they'll be working holidays. So it's not a job like being here in America, like being like a teacher, because teachers usually they'll get most, if not all, of Thanksgiving week off, depending on the school. My experience here is that for the majority of my life, we've gotten all of Thanksgiving week off, and if not, we only attended school on Mondays and Tuesdays. On the Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, because schools here in the state of Arkansas, at least growing up, when I grew up, schools and universities, they are, well, up until even in high school, I'd imagine this would be the same for college, but sorry, I had to scratch my, um, uh, each schools are required to have students attend classes for a certain amount of days, every school year. So, I mean, there's certain things I miss, you know, that I took for granted when I was in, elementary through high school. Like, I took advantage of recess, uh, where you could just play around with your classmates. But I guess in that sense, with the playing around with classmates, I kind of miss that. Um, Lunch. I guess, at least the way I experienced it, you kind of knew, uh, at least as opposed to college, compared to college, you kind of know who you're more likely to get to know people, um, in your classes. You kind of know everyone in your class, everyone in your year, as opposed to college, where one year you may, with the exception of maybe those in your major, so it's easier to know people, get to know people. There are things I don't miss, like all the drama. I definitely don't miss getting up early to go to school. I would always start school at like 8, so I have to get up more or less about 7. So I don't miss that. That's one thing that I like about college is, uh, there's less drama. Okay, I kind of miss the drama. That's why if I'm not involved in it. But one thing I like about college is that your hours are a lot more flexible than they are in like high school, elementary, and middle school, junior high as well. Now I mentioned Rio de Janeiro circuit being my favorite, but I think the Mount Panorama is my favorite as well. Yeah. Like, you can choose, um, of the classes you choose, and you can see what hours they are, and, you know, it's like, up until you graduate high school, you're at school 7 hours a day. Plus, if you have any after school activities, that's even longer. So you don't have as much free time. Um, whereas in university, I mean, uh, depending on the amount of what you're studying, you may not have, may have even less free time. You may have even more, and you don't have classes for 7 hours straight. So, I mean, you can if you want, but I'd rather not. This is a good and bad thing, but from you don't meet every. You can schedule your classes to where you don't have classes every day, and you don't meet the same subjects every day. For me, it's a good thing in the sense that if it's a class I don't enjoy, or a class where I already know I'm really good at the work, I'm just glad I don't have that every day. But if it's a class where I struggle in, or I enjoy, I wish I'd have had it every day so I can get better at the work. You know, I feel more confident in my ability to learn if I had that class every day, if I'm struggling. Now the downside also is if you really enjoy that class, like you enjoy the people in that class, uh, whether the teacher or the stuff you're learning or the students, uh, it kind of sucks that you don't have that every day. Like, half my classes this semester were meeting on Tuesdays at a certain time. One of those classes I really struggled in, but I don't enjoy per se, but I really struggle in. Um, so I really would like to have that class more often. Even if I don't enjoy it, if I'm struggling in that class, I would still rather have that class more often, just to get better at it. Um, the other class I really enjoy, and I wish I had more. I wish we would meet more often. But I mean, I'm taking classes to learn and get better at issues, and maybe make connections for my employment, but future employment. But um, yeah, the other two classes I'm taking, I think I'm not really sure if they would have been online had the pandemic not happened, but they aren't related to my major, and they're like 2 classes I thought. Would be easy. One of them is a little harder than I thought it would be. Just because of the type of work just because of what we're learning, all the technical terms, it's the history of the internet. But I like the teacher and I like that class. The other one is the history of soccer, and I like soccer, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So, I think up until the fall of last year, I really enjoyed all of my, up until the spring of last year, I really liked all of my teachers and the way they taught. I think we all had, I'm fairly confident if you go to school long enough, you'll have a teacher whose teaching style, for whatever reason, you just don't like. So, that's happened to me a couple times. So, that's happening to me this semester, so. Now, I will be right back, sorry. So we are still in first. That is good. Let's go to the next race. Hold on, I'm just looking at something in the live chat replay. Okay, just bear with me while Yes, I'll be right back. Well, I am back, obviously, as you can see. So close to leveling up. Local motors. Yeah, why not? So, Sonoma Raceway, the Grand Prix circuit. I love how realistic the everything looks in this game. And I was critical of it early when I first started playing, but I like it now. Alright. I don't know really what to talk about. Yeah, normally I would watch Sports Center and BBC News, but I can do that during the day. And after I've done my schoolwork. But I'm gonna go to bed early and get a good night's sleep. I'm kind of tired, so I'll do that after I'm done streaming. So yeah, if you know how to tune my cars to make it go faster with better handling, let me know. So we're currently in 10th place. Let's change that. Why would I rewind that? Yeah, this doesn't look good for me. So each lap is more or less about 2.5 minutes. Yeah, if I ever say anything offensive, I do apologize. So. So, it's currently November 23rd, 2020. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish in 10th on this lap, on this, in this race. I mean, look at the Cleveland show if I know I'll have more time when I'm graduated, so, when I've graduated, but I will definitely try to look at something every day. I mean, I still try to, but I don't always. Just, on something on either Hulu, Amazon Prime, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix. just because YouTube and Twitch as well. I don't always, just because I don't always have the time, but I think finding a job would be like my first priority, but I won't have school on top of that after the week after next. And the fact that I've already gotten a couple of interviews already scheduled and completed, kinda tells me that even if I don't get the job at 2 places that have interviewed me, I can still, that there's a good chance I will in the future. I'm looking at internships as well. So I'm not expecting to get a lot of responses this week, just because this week is Thanksgiving, as I mentioned like a million times already, and it's like a nationwide holiday here. So I'll be right back one last time, sorry. I'm back, as you can see. Let's resume. Probably shouldn't have paused during the race, but oh well. Just take a look at the live chat. I say live chat replay, but what I really mean is like how the stream looks on YouTube, not my OBS. I'm glad we definitely got this type of car out of the, this type of vehicle out of the way. 6th. Almost said 5th. That would have been a lie. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. We fell down to 3rd, unfortunately. Wonder what race is up next. Let's continue. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna go with another. Let's see. I don't know. I always think that if you're gonna get a car, to get an offer you a car, you should really just you shouldn't have to pay any credits for it. Okay, we're definitely getting the national colors of Finland. Not Ram right now. So car collection. The Plymouth Prowler, definitely. So cars in Tier 5 would. They're expensive, but they would allow us to get a lot of XP for our tier collection. Let me just type something. So, sorry if I've ever said anything offensive. Anyway, moving on. I think we'll do better this race than we did last time. Jeez, why am I smelling pasta? No one's even cooking. No one should be cooking. It's 1:59 in the morning. It wouldn't make no sense as to why someone's cooking pasta unless they work a late night shift or they're just hungry, I guess. Or they just came home from a late night shift. So, right, there is a turn up here. That little bump nearly cost us 9th place. Dang it, we're back into 9th. Okay, we're in 8th now. See, I streamed Alan Wake on Twitch before I came here. That should be uploaded later today. Unless it comes up to where I can upload it, which is currently unlikely. I should be able to upload it later today. Okay, now I'm kind of in the mood for pasta. Like spaghetti and mincemeat. Or spaghetti and meatballs, I mean. Or, I don't know what they're called, but it's like the type of mac and cheese, but instead of mac, we get mac and cheese instead of the cheese part. Yeah, macaroni. Maybe macaroni and mincemeat. Although I could go with some macaroni and cheese right now. Okay, now I don't see us getting in first. After this race, I'm gonna go get some water from another room because I don't have any upstairs. I mean, I don't have any in my room right now, so I will after this. So sorry for leaving again. Let me just do something and resume. He went 7th, so it's possible we can get into first, but it's unlikely. I may turn off my mic and face cam after this race when I come back. I'll see how I feel after I get some water. I think we're racing better this lap than we did last one, though. Yeah, we're doing better this lap than we did last one. That's good. Could be better, but I mean, it's good. So, about to be in 5th. Okay, so that's good. I wonder if I can get into 4th. So, My guess is taking about 3 minutes per lap. I haven't really been paying attention, or roughly, maybe 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So, fourth. Yep, I'll be right back. Yep, I am obviously back. I think I'll leave my mic on for a little bit. Second place, we moved up to second. That's pretty cool. Let me move my camera a little over so I can be more in frame. Let's see where my mic there. My blue snowball. So we're doing Rio de Janeiro setup. Select car. Dang it. I'll be right back one last time. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Obviously, you can see me. No, we're not selecting the car. Starting grid. Shoot. I just wish I could choose where we started. So that way I could start in first every time. Sorry, I have to yawn again. So, um, I don't know what to talk about. I was just thinking about different time zones. Why? I do not know. And that is a good question. So, it's been a while since I took a good look at my analytics on YouTube, so it's probably going to remain that way for a couple weeks. I hate how that YouTube limited it instead of giving you an option to see uh, the way the analytics your channel and video analytics work. They limited it, and I wish they could give an option to see either the limited version or the um, or like the full version. Excuse me for yawning, because YouTube used to do the analytics the way you could see where anyone watched your video from, how long they watched it, and what day they watched it, or which video, if you have multiple videos on your channel. Now, they still have that, they just don't show where every single view comes from, how long they watched it, or what day they watched it as well. So, for me, that definitely sucks, because I like seeing where people view my videos, and YouTube kind of took that away. I also feel that um, they should, like with updates like that, they're so mundane that I felt that they're not really needed. Hey TJB Leo, how you doing? But like I feel like if they're gonna update the analytics like that, they should at least give it an option. Same. So, what game are you gonna play? If you don't mind my asking. Yep, got it Thursday, I think. Yeah, because I had a job interview the next day. Far Cry New Dawn, that's pretty cool. Is that a good game? I have not played it. Yep. Thanks. I'm close to second place. Or job interview, I meant to say, not job offer. It's been since February 2018. You believe, but you'll Google it. Cool. Far Cry 5 and New Dawn are pretty much the same. It has the same maps. So, what do you do in that game? I've heard of it, but I've never really. Actually, I think I've heard of it. I think I know what you did, but 2018. Yeah, I think because like I read it as 2019, so hard to explain. I'll just look it up after the stream. It's open world, cool. Open world games are usually fun. Like I've heard about it, when it first came out, but then I forgot. So, oh, it's co-op, cool. I never knew that. What's your favorite open world game? Uh, I know. YouTube hid that message, so I just had to unhide it. Your favorite open world game is Far Cry 4. That's cool. I think there's one that is a Need for Speed related game. But I can't remember which one it is. But I think that one of the game I'm thinking about is probably Need for Speed Undercover, if that is considered an open world game. Let's go to the next race. I have not played Need for Speed Heat. I believe I have it installed, but I have not played it. Alright, this should be the final race of the Masters Open. 2 laps, nearly 3 miles long. It's fun, so I've heard. Oh, I have EA Access, and I've got it installed. It's just there are some other... There's a game I'm playing right now, but I will eventually play that game for my channel. Got a couple Need for Speed games, like 2 or 3 EA, or 2 or 3 Need for Speed games, yeah. I'm so glad EA Access is free now. Alright, take care. I really wish they'd make some of the other EA games available for EA Access, like the NCAA football and NCAA basketball games. Those would be fun to play. I hope EA Sports and EA just releases them. Starts to release those games next. Not maybe next year, if not next year, sometime in the future. Kind of messed up again. I'd like to see them bring back the MVP NCAA baseball series. You know, for like Xbox Series X. Same with the FIFA World Cup games. I hope they release that every 4 years from now on. They didn't for the last World Cup, but I hope they do it for the next one. can I believe MLB The Show is coming out next year for the Xbox for the very first time in Xbox consoles, which I'm super excited for because I used to play that series on the PS2. I love that series. And then, unfortunately, I didn't have a PS. They stopped making it for the PS2. That's the only PlayStation console I have, so I will definitely be buying that when it comes out. They used to have 2K Sports used to make that NHL 2K series and the MLB 2K series, and unfortunately they discontinued both games. At least for sure for the Xbox. I believe that NHL 2K they stopped making them last year, the year before, on the iPhone. Not the iPhone, just basically for your phone. So, but I loved playing those games. So, if you're an Xbox player like me, uh, they stopped making yearly baseball games. Period. I mean, you have the NHL series, but I prefer the NHL 2K series. If I'm being honest, I prefer that series over the NHL series. So when they announced MLB The Show was coming out for the Xbox, I was ecstatic. I was super ecstatic about that. Kind of makes sense why they'd stop making games for the PS2. And that's a 6th generation console, I believe, 5th or 6th. And I believe it's the 6th because I think we're currently on the set, or at least the 8th generation was recently released. I have to look it up. Which did not mean to hit RB that time I did. So, I know the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console of all time. Second place, not bad. Let me look it up now, actually, for funsies. No, we're on the 9th generation. Wow. So, that means the PS2 may have been still... PS2 may still have been the 6th generation. Because I think the PS3 was 7th. That means the PS4 was the 8th generation. Yeah. That makes sense. First place. Yay. Let's do... I can't do the Forza P2 just yet, so let's do Indycar. I like the Indycar because you can go fast, but I struggle with the Indycar because they're not exactly easy to control. Let's go to Formula Ford. Ah, shoot. Well, let's go for the Chevy Camaro 70. So Long Beach. Yeah, I love how you can go fast in these cars, but I hate how you can easily lose control. Well, I hope that we get to play Rio de Janeiro, because I believe there's an achievement where you have to go like 250 miles per hour, and I believe this is the type of car that can go that in. If not Rio de Janeiro, uh, I hope there's a place where they have like a long stretch of the race where you don't turn. I think pretty much every race has that, but this one is where it's long enough to where we can go 250 miles per hour. Well, I thought we had a much longer one here, but I guess not. Another show I watched is American Dad. I just now thought of that. Yeah. There is not a stretch of road to where I can go 250 miles per hour or more. That would be long enough. Just when I was about to reach 200 miles, you had to turn. Oh man, I just like how it automatically slows you down. That can be a gift and a curse, because if you want to go at a certain speed, it's a curse. If you're terrible, uh, sorry, if you're a terrible driver like me, it's a gift at the same time. One update YouTube did to their site that I'm glad is the live chat replay. I always like looking at the live chat replay after videos premiered or stream is processed, especially when I travel. It's like seeing people stop by and talking to people. It doesn't happen every stream, but I think it's starting to happen more often now that I'm streaming more. So yeah. Yeah, my sleep schedule is completely messed up now. So that if if and when I'm lucky enough to get a job, I'm gonna have to get used to sleeping at regular hours now. Because now I usually go to bed anywhere between 2 and 9, really. And I sleep during the day and I stay up during the night. That is a bad habit. Hmm. I don't know what to talk about. Oh well. It came in first. Sorry, I have to adjust the way I'm sitting. And Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sweet. Race shop. Any country's flags? No. Shoot, we can't get Norway's. I don't have enough. I've never been to Norway. I've been to Sweden, but I've never been to Norway. I'd like to go to Norway though. This may be the perfect map to get to 250 miles in a car or vehicle, whatever you want to call this. What is it called? Is it a car, a truck, a Jeep, what? Feel free to let me know in either live chat if you're watching this live, or in the comment section if you're watching this as a regular video. A race car, I think, may be the proper word for it. Yeah, I thought this would be the perfect map, but I guess I'm wrong. I'm just thinking of how NBC brought back the weakest link. So I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna take a look at something on the live chat. So yeah, I like the British version and the American version of The Weakest Link, but I was a kid when they ended in the American version. I was 7 or 8, and they ended The Weakest Link, and they never really showed the British version here. I would look it up online growing up, and they brought it back earlier this year. It's, they had the original host, at least for the American version, was Anne Robinson, and now it's Jane Lynch. So, regardless of who's hosting, because I know Anne Robinson has garnered some controversy, but at least the shows, on the show The Weakest Link, the insults at the end of the round directed towards the audience, not the audience, the contestants, were really funny. And in some of the better episodes, you had the, sorry, I have to stop moving, make sure my chair stops moving. On some of the better episodes, you'd have the contestants go, they can dish it out as easily as they can take it. I know there was another host, I can't remember his name, of The Weakest Link for the American version. So, at least the original run. I used to watch a lot of game shows as a child, and then they canceled a lot of my favorite game shows. Like 1 vs 100, that was around when I was like 12 or 13. That was a good show. The Weakest Link, as I mentioned. Extreme Dodgeball was another one. Lingo, I liked Lingo, not so much the host, or the person in charge, or the other on-screen person that was pretty regular there. I believe it was, I can't remember her name, but I don't know. She was tolerable, but she wasn't exactly my favorite. And then the host was Chuck Woolery, and I don't know, I didn't really notice this as a child, but the way he would interact with contestants, it always, now when I watch shows of it, or full episodes on YouTube or highlights, he always struck me, now he strikes me as a bit of a creep. I don't know if that's really who he is as a person. I hope not, but I like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but just the way he interacts with contestants always felt a little, especially with the woman on the show, it kind of struck me as a bit creepy. So, that's just my opinion, though. Then there was Whammy, the original version. I saw reruns of that in the Newlyweds game, as well as the all-new Whammy, the all-new Press Your Luck. That was another good show. I even remember watching the documentary about Michael Larson, who was a controversial contestant on Whammy, the original Whammy, and because originally I believe it was hosted, it aired on NBC. Correct me if I'm wrong. It either aired on NBC or CBS, one of the major networks, and when it aired back in the 70s or 80s, and over, I want to say CBS, but I could be wrong. But anyway, the whole controversy is they thought he had cheated because he won like several $100,000, like over 100, for sure over 100,000, but I think over $200,000, and they thought he had cheated, but what he actually did is he spent a lot of time, and I mean to the point where he wasn't, he spent a lot of time just memorizing the patterns and where they would land on, where each pattern would be, so he avoided the whammies in that show. So I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And I will be right back. Oh, I like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Jeopardy, but unfortunately for Jeopardy, Alex Trebek passed away recently. May he rest in peace. So Jeopardy won't be the same without him. And then I like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but unfortunately Regis Philbin, whatever. I'm sorry if I butchered his name. He recently passed away as well. May he rest in peace. So I'll be right back. So another show I thoroughly enjoyed was it aired on the Game Show Network, and it's called in the early to mid 2000s. It was called Russian Roulette, where it's hard to explain. Like people, you had like 4 contestants standing on these trapdoors, and they'd have to. They'll get asked a question would be asked, but then they could challenge like someone else to um, get the answer right, and if they got it wrong, they'd have to pull this lever as their trapdoor would be unlocked. And like if it showed red or something, or if the basically they'd have like a, as more trapdoors were becoming eligible to open, they'd have like they'd increase it all the way up to like 5 out of 6 of the trapdoors would be open. It's kind of hard to explain. I suggest you look it up, but it was a really interesting show. It was hosted by Mark L. Wahlberg. Sorry, I keep missing it. I remember Dog Eat Dog. That was another good show. Probably shouldn't have watched that as a 7 or 8-year-old, but I did. Let's see, it was another show. A Friend or Foe. Not a big fan of the host because, kind of like Lingo, or like with the person who assisted Chuck Woolery, because the host went on to work for Fox News, and Fox News isn't really reliable, so that's why. Chuck Woolery also went on to work for Fox News, but they're not. Again, they're not reliable. But in terms of news, let's see. So friend or foe, what basically is you had 3 teams of 2, and they would each round they would the teams would they would be like picked each other. They would pick each other before the game started, and each person had to reveal something awful that they did. You know, it wasn't. It could be like they got a book from a library and they never returned it, or they took somebody's purse. Nothing. I don't think they had any more serious offenses, serious criminal charges, but like stuff that can be considered illegal or just morally, not good. They would have, if it wasn't illegal, um, and they had they would reveal that on the show. Like for example, I think one episode they could have like a team of a guy who jaywalked, and another guy who like stole some of his roommates' money without telling him, and which that is illegal because but you know, and each round a team would be eliminated because they either took too long to get the question right or they missed the question, but either way they were eliminated. And in the final round, they would stack up money as money would be stacked up for the correct answers. They would have to choose if they were friend or foe. Basically, if both decided they were friends, then they would split the money they won in half. But if they both decided to go be foes, neither of them would get the money. But if like one chose friend to be a friend and the other one chose to be foe, the person who chose foe would get all the money. So yeah. 1 versus 100 was a good show. I felt like I mentioned that, but Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Jeopardy will probably be my all-time favorite shows. Favorite game shows, at least. Also, The Weakest Link. I'm not really a fan of reality TV, but I guess, I don't know if you consider this a game show, but The Amazing Race is a show I like. I haven't watched it in a long time, but when I was watching it, I liked it. Never seen Survivor, though. I like to check it out. Or The Challenge. Or The Real World. There's a show on Discovery Kids, when Discovery Kids used to be a channel in America, called Endurance, and I've mentioned that, and I really love that show. It no longer aired. It's no longer airing, unfortunately. And before that is a spin-off of Moolah Beach. So yeah, I think, and then Karma's a spin-off of Endurance somewhat. So I will end it here, actually. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Deuces. And let me know what you think in the comments section as well. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm getting a little tired. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever I live stream, and whenever I upload the videos, because I usually do upload the video on